As usual, can't tell if we're live yet. I'm not getting the notification. There we are. We are live, and we have been live for 5 seconds, so you've seen me drink some water. Steve Sipress here, and welcome to Direct Mail Monday, June 15th, 2020. This could be a very short edition. We shall see. We talk about this a lot. Doesn't matter how much you pay the top copywriter in the world and what kind of great package you put together on the inside of your direct mail piece. If it doesn't get opened, nothing matters. It won't get read, won't get acted upon, won't get responded to, you won't make any money, and you'll go, Steve, you're full of crap. Direct mail doesn't work. I tried it. Well, you haven't tried it the way I teach it, obviously, and I have 2 examples to share today. One is an obvious one. We've all gotten an envelope like this. The old urgent, what do they call it, express mail type of thing. However, this is obviously a very, well, maybe not obviously, but this is a fake express mail envelope. So you can buy these all over the place. And unless somebody is really into direct mail, they're very likely to be fooled by it. Even if they think it's fake, they still think it's urgent. Look at that. You got the big red letters, urgent, rapid, extremely important, rush to addressee. And then you got the eagle and the American flag here in America, to making it seem, to fool people into it seeming like it's an actual U.S. post office envelope with the old symbols of America and the post office with the eagle and the flag. And on the back you got even more of this official looking nonsense here with this numbers and codes, as if that's a tracking number, and some kind of signature down here. If you can see it on the camera, but there's some kind of a signature all printed on there, of course, but all made to look like it's an actual thing. And so what happens is you run the risk when you mail a piece like that. The positives are obvious. It appears so urgent. First of all, certainly whatever's in here probably could have been stuffed into a number 10 regular size plain white envelope, but putting it in this thing gets a lot more attention. It's big, colorful, sticks out. No matter what other mail you're getting that day, you can't miss this one. But you're running a little bit of a risk of a bait and switch, or starting off with a falsehood, with like, hey, I faked you out and sent you a fake urgent rapid delivery thing. So you got to be careful. I mean, if you send it to me, I appreciate it. I'm like, hey, look, it's a fake express mail envelope. Cool. But other people might, open it up and then go, oh, this is fake. Although, let me open it here. I don't think there's anything on the inside that would ever tell you whether it was fake or not. Oh, here's one thing that would tell you. The postage. Here it is. $1.60. Last I checked, you're not going to be able to mail anything express, certified, overnight, second day, third day, whatever, for $1. Oh, and stuff is falling out all over the place. So let's see what we got. And I know who it's from the return address. Kennedy Lillo Associates, Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. That's Dan Kennedy and his partner Pete Lillo with Kennedy Lillo Associates. And sure enough, as I open it up, there it is, a letter from Dan Kennedy. So this apparently is the monthly mailing for the Elite Gold Crown, or what used to be called the Elite Gold Crown Mastermind Coaching Program, of which I was one of the 5 or 6 coaches that they had. I left the program a couple of years ago. But evidently it's a good way to say I want you back. And Pete will likely follow up and say, did you see the mailing and see how it is, and do you want to come back and be a part of the team and promote it again and all that. So I still do promote it, even though I don't officially promote it and I'm not a member of the team. But people ask me all the time, what's the best Dan Kennedy newsletter? Dan Kennedy is an advisor on all things marketing, direct response marketing for small business owners. My number one mentor in the game, in person, in the whole thing. And I was the largest Dan Kennedy, Glazer Kennedy chapter that I ran in Chicago for 6 years. Then I became a member of this Elite Gold Crown coaching thing. So it's near and dear to my heart. And Dan had a near-death experience about a year ago now. And actually went into hospice, and then the internet took off as it usually does with complete misinformation. Dan passed away. Dan is dead in honor of Dan. Good old Dan. We remember Dan. Dan is, I was going to say fine. I mean, he's alive. And he has miraculously, they sent him out of the hospital, gave up on him, sent him to hospice, miraculously recovered. And he's at home, and he's had a couple of surgeries, and he's recovering. And he's back at it a little bit, but of course not full steam ahead. But he is very much alive. And so here it is. There's a letter from Dan Kennedy, and then there's the monthly, whoa, what the heck, March. Yeah, see, so, oh, this is from March. March 23rd, I see the postmark on there. So he sent this to me. It's been in the pile to show you guys on a Direct Mail Monday. So I thought it was cool, and today's the day I pulled it out and said, let's show it. But it's clearly 3 months old now. But there's the March newsletter, full color, multiple page newsletter, and the old Legends of Marketing. And Ted Nicholas right there. I don't know if you ever met Ted. I had the pleasure of meeting Ted. Super guy, super marketer. And there you go. And then, of course, the... does anyone have CD players anymore? You got the old CD with the Elite Gold Crown group. There it is, the power of the mastermind. I don't have anything to play this on. I have some old laptops somewhere that I could, I guess, see if I can find the power cord and plug it in and whatever. But, you know, nice attempt, I guess. And since I'm thinking back that this arrived back in March, unfortunately, and this is another good lesson for you here, I don't believe, at least he didn't do it well, Pete hasn't followed up with me and said, blah, 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 here's the reason I sent it. There's nothing in it that I can see that tells me why he sent it. I don't remember getting anything from him, or a phone call or an email saying why he sent it to me. So that's a big mistake. If you're going to invest the money, and this costs some money to mail, $1.60 for the postage, you got the envelope, you got all this full color printing. Pete's a printer, of course, so he gets a deal. But it costs money to send direct mail, as I'm sure you know. It's the number one reason people don't use it. Maybe number one is they don't know what to say. They don't know how to put it together. Number two is they think, oh, it costs too much money, so they'd rather send emails. Emails are, quote, free to send, but of course nobody opens them. People, I don't know about you, but everyone I know, including me, goes through our emails saying delete, 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 if they even showed up out of our junk mail folder, and we're not in the frame of mind to open something up and look at it, as we are when we get a colorful, cool thing at home. So, yeah, it costs you less to send an email, but you make a crap load more money with direct mail. But important lesson, you want to follow up. You're investing that money into the direct mail piece. Follow up. Make it a multimedia campaign, not just direct mail. Include email, include phone call, include social media, maybe private messages and social media, text message, whatever you can do. You don't just want to send this and then nobody responds and goes, see, Steve, direct mail doesn't work. What are you doing? Well, it's got the person's attention, whet their appetite, gave them some information. Maybe now the phone call closes the deal. But I don't remember getting a follow-up. Okay, number two. But I opened it, right? Got opened. Number two, check this one out. The return address is COVID-19 SNF Relief. I'm trying to think what SNF stands for. I know what COVID-19 means. It's the overhyped, fear-mongering why the whole economy got destroyed. But what the heck? I don't know what this is all about. I got my PPP loan. Hopefully you did too. Got some money from the EIDL. So I don't know what this is. I don't think it's an official government thing, because you can see from the postmark. Doesn't look official government thing, but I'm interested enough to open it, and that's the job of the envelope. That's the number one job of your mailer. That's the lesson today, is you got to get it opened. So this has enough curiosity. It's a number one tool, in my opinion, used to get direct mail or emails or phone calls or anything answered, opened. You know, you want someone to open an email, it's because the subject line has some curiosity. Gives them a reason to wonder what's in that email. Let me open it up and take a look. What's in that envelope? What's that phone number? What's that? I see the number pop up. What's that all about? Let me listen to the message. Let me answer it. Or, so the number one thing you want to do is create that curiosity. And this certainly does the trick. So let's check it out. Now I hear from lots of people all the time about my videos, especially Direct Mail Monday. And I heard from somebody who said she was petrified, scared out of her mind when I took out my Rhino letter opener, or it was a scissor or whatever I did, and I flailed it around and it pointed right at the camera. She felt like, oh, you're pointing a scissor at me, like one of those old really bad 3D movies where the things come right at you. See, I'm doing it now, and she'd be freaking out and go, you scared me, you freaked me out. I'm like, alrighty then. I mean, I'm not going to discount the fact that I did, but I got to hand it to you. I mean, if that scares you, if that's what you're scared about, then I'm really glad you're not, you don't own a small business in an inner city these days, or you're not falling asleep in the drive-thru to Wendy's, or you're not, getting arrested and you're African American. Because if that scares you, the fact that I waved a scissor or a letter opener from the other side of a computer, far, far away, where you completely are safe, and that scared you, yikes. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to open it up because I want to see what it's all about. And since it's a window envelope, just to protect the privacy, I'm going to cross out the address as I blacked it out on the outside of the window. Now I'm going to black it out on the letter itself, but haven't opened it yet. And now, as always, flying seat of the pants live here on Direct Mail Monday Video, and let's see what it's all about. So you got the obligatory official kind of nonsense at the top. Ooh, reference number this, as if it's some official thing. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. We understand the concern and uncertainty you may be experiencing surrounding the coronavirus COVID-19 and are committed to being responsive to the needs of consumers as the situation evolves. So this has absolutely nothing to do with the coronavirus, COVID-19, any government program, the fact that I own a business, it's written to me as a consumer, blah, 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 blah. They want to give me a loan to get through these tough times. We understand that there may be instances where consumers find themselves facing financial difficulties. We're here to help, and we encourage those who may be impacted to reach out to discuss how we might be of assistance. So it's doing a good job of being along the lines of what's top of mind, what's on everyone's mind, other than the looting and the rioting and the Chasmentarians and the Chopperarians and whatever's going on all over the place. But the COVID-19 is certainly still on a lot of people's minds all the time. And a lot of people are unemployed, and a lot of people are looking for another handout from the government, and they're staying on unemployment because they get paid more to not work than they do to work. And maybe they don't have a job to go back to, and businesses are going out of business left and right because of the shutdown and the havoc that it wreaked and destroyed the whole economy. And so, pretty good. If you're a lender, this could be a time to capitalize. You send this out, and someone like me looks at it and goes, this doesn't apply to me at all. Obviously, as a sharp entrepreneur, and hopefully you're the same, things are booming for your personal economy. The down economy is the very greatest time of opportunity, of course. You've heard buy low, sell high. Now is the buying low. It's low. The economy is low. It's time to buy customers, buy patients, buy leads, buy members, buy entire businesses, start new businesses, put out new stuff. I mean, this is the time that everyone I know who's a sharp entrepreneur is killing it. So this lands on with a thud on deaf ears, but there's got to be a nice large percentage of people this lands on that goes, yeah, ouch, I'm having a tough time, I'm unemployed. I don't have enough guts, or I've bought into the lie that I should go to school and get a good job and work for somebody else. And I don't want to contribute enough to society to run my own business. And of which, if you are doing it right during these times, you'll be making a killing. By the way, you can join my private Facebook group, Profit from Chaos. Every day I go in there, and so do other members of the group, are sharing all kinds of tips and examples and strategies of how to make a killing during all this chaos. To get in there, you go to profitfromchaos.com. You get my free report, How to Profit from Chaos, and you get my invitation to that private Facebook group, Profit from Chaos. So go to profitfromchaos.com, and you won't care about anyone who says, I'm here to save the day and give you a handout or lend you money at undoubtedly usurious interest amounts. But they did a good job. So there you go. It was nothing I was interested in. If they would have said on the outside, this is about lending you money at likely very high interest because we know you're in bad shape. Now, I would open it because I'm a student of direct mail. It's likely I would have opened it just to see what was going on. But there's a lot of people that's going to be hit these days. So if you are in the lending arena, I noticed myself from emails I would get that as soon as the shutdown hit and the government promised all this, quote, stimulus, this printing money crap, where they bail people out and give out handouts and PPP and EIDL and grants and $1,200 checks and all the kind of stuff going on, all the emails and all the marketing from the lenders like this really stopped. And I stopped seeing them anywhere and getting emails or seeing ads on Facebook or anywhere else about all this stuff. But after about a month and a half of the shutdown, when it became clear that these government programs, surprise, surprise, were a total disaster, and people were getting denied and were not getting it, and they were running out of money, and people were jumping through all the hoops and still getting declined and all that kind of stuff, out came the parasites again, what do you call it, preying on the masses. These lenders came out with their high interest, you see them in the street corners in the bad areas of town. We finance, buy it here, finance here. Like if you have no credit, bad credit, we'll still get your car. No credit, bad credit, we'll still get your money to keep your business going, to pay the rent, to do whatever. So after about a month into the lockdown, when the luster wore off on all the government handout programs, man, the lenders are out in full force. And here's an example of the old COVID-19 SNF relief, whatever that means. So, 2 examples of the number 1 rule in direct mail. You got to get it opened. The envelope is key. What you do put on the envelope, what you leave off the envelope, size of the envelope, shape of the envelope, what it looks like, what it says on it, what it doesn't say, all that works. It's got to be done right, but there's multiple ways to do it, as you can see, to get that mail opened. Because if I was in some kind of dire straits that I needed a high-interest loan as a consumer or whatever, man, I could have responded to this, but I couldn't have responded if I wouldn't have opened it. And if it just said from the lending whatever, or from some business that I never heard of, maybe I wouldn't open it. Although, these days, I'm going to give you all this with a grain of salt, as that goes into the circular file, that direct mail is easier than ever, and one of the big reasons is it's easier than you have to do less than ever to get it opened. Why? Because people are not receiving direct mail. Because business owners are stupid right now, and they have been for years since the internet really came of age, and they're not sending direct mail. So you almost don't have to work really that hard to get the direct mail open. People are going to open anything. There's very few pieces of direct mail. So, but that's still the number 1 rule. Get it opened. If you want help with that, go to helpfromsteve.com. Otherwise, I'll see you at profitfromchaos.com, and I'll see you in the Profit from Chaos group, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. On Topical Tuesday, thanks for being here today. On Direct Mail Monday from my laptop with this new Facebook producer thing, they don't show me the comments anymore, so if there are any, I always answer them when appropriate. I respond wherever you're watching this, reading it, listening to it. Put your questions, comments, concerns. Go to helpfromsteve.com. I'll help you out. Can't spend a lot of time with you, but I'll give you a little bit of help. I love business owners, especially ones that are thinking right, that are positive, opportunity oriented, and looking to have a record-setting year. And it's almost midway through the year, and you really ought to have already smashed your income and profit goals for the year, the way things are going. And there's almost no end in sight to the chaos. It's going to continue. So kind of make hay while the sun shines. I'll help you do that tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. Over and out. Bye-bye.